What is up, guys? This is Flash from Flash Hobbies, and today we're going to be installing some brass on the TRX4. So as you guys have seen, this TRX4 actually already has some brass, like in the front. It's got the hot racing aluminum in the front there, but I feel like it still needs a little bit more unsprung weight. And but what I mean by that is more weight basically under the shocks that counterbalances the body. I'm limited on funds right now, so I really don't want to buy a new body as much as I want one. I mean, this one is still functional, so I'm going to make the best out of it. I'm going to switch the undercaps for the springs with the Samix brass. They're really nice. They're like black coated, and then you can kind of see the brass shine through. And then I got these no-name portal covers, brass covers from eBay. I will leave a link in the description below for both of these in case you are interested in getting these for yours. But let's go ahead and get them installed. Really the easiest thing to do is this one first, because we're gonna have to take off all the wheels. Once all the wheels are off, we'll do the rear with these. So the first thing we're gonna do is install these shock caps, and the reason why it's very easy to get to them, pretty much there's just a screw that comes undone there, and it's very easy to do. We'll just basically remove that one screw, and then we can take out the spring and replace those, so that'll be pretty easy. And then we'll go to the rear and do the covers for the portal axles. Alright, and as you guys know, I'm very big on keeping my stuff separate, so I'm going to make sure and just take these out of the bag, and then we'll put the screws in there. Alright, so we'll take these out, and these have a pretty good weight. I can't remember what the weight was for these, but I mean, for just 4 of them, it feels pretty decent. So what you'll need is just a 2mm hex driver, and then we'll take that screw out of the bottom. Alright, once that's out, we'll just finish taking it out by hand. Okay, so the screw is out. It's a pretty long screw, actually. I've never taken off the shocks before on the TRX4. So this is a new experience for me. So far it's been pretty easy. We're just gonna put that spring back, let this one come out, and then the next step we're gonna have to do is put some pliers on here to go ahead and take off this the rod end, because unfortunately these don't have a slit in them. So I'll put my pliers on right here, and then we'll go ahead and put the hex driver through there, and then we'll just start turning until this comes out. Alright, and now we have this one out, the rod end. So what we'll have to do now is insert the spring cap here, and then re-screw back on the rod end. And it's that simple. We'll do that for all 4 corners, and then we'll start doing those portal covers on the rear. Alright, so there is the shock cap installed, and the regular spring fits over it exactly, so everything fit pretty good. No issues on actually fitting this on here. And the next thing we're going to do is just put our screw back, and it looks like our drive shaft accidentally came out. So I'll fix that, but we'll get that screw back in for it. Alright, and the screw went in with no problems, and there we go. That's it as far as getting that installed. So the next thing I'll do is do the rest of them, and I'll be right back. Alright, and one thing I did want to mention is that on the rear, since they don't turn, or at least mine doesn't, you can't have 4-wheel steering on these, as you'll have to remove your rear wheel. I don't know what size the nut is. Just notice if you have one of these lying around, it's the big end. It's a 7mm hex. So it actually says it on the wrench. Good to know. But yeah, all you have to do is just take that off, and then you'll have access to it. So we got the wheel off, and then same thing, we'll just go for the screw that's right here, and then do the same steps for the rear. Alright, and as you can see, they are installed now, and they are ready to go. It took about less than 10 minutes to do all fours, and that should add a little bit of weight to the bottom. Now the next thing we're going to do is the portal covers for the outside. So I already left the wheels off because of course I'm going to come back to these. So basically we're just going to have to remove, let's see, 1, 2 screws from here. We'll have to pop off the hex, and then if you look on the opposite side, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 screws to remove. So it's going to be quite a bit of screws to remove just to get to the cover, but let's do it. Now that we have all of the screws removed, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of wiggle it here and put a flathead in, and you'll see that cover start to come off, and then you should be able to just get everything out by hand. And as you can see, it is grease, but I am gonna add a little bit of grease in there as well. I'm already here, might as well, right? Just do some quick maintenance. I'll go ahead and look over the gears to make sure everything is okay and see if anything needs replacing, and I'll be right back. Alright, so everything seemed okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start replacing our covers. These look very well made. Again, I don't remember the weight, but they do have a good, you know, heft to them. They do weigh a decent amount, so I think that's going to help. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to transfer everything from the old case. So to transfer everything, we're basically just going to take this part out here, which is your axle. And that comes out with your gear, so you can wear some gloves if you don't want to get messy. Then the next thing we're gonna have to do is just pop this out here, which is a little bushing with your bearing, and the bearings look okay on this as well. They're just a little dirty, so we'll go ahead and just pop that in there and put our new bearing in. And then finally, this bearing is going to be a little difficult to take out by hand, so what I like to do is I'll use a needle nose pliers here, and boom, pops out like nothing. And that's it. That case is you can save it in case you want to switch it back. At this point you won't really need it anymore. Okay, so we got both of our bearings in, so the next thing we're going to do is run our gear in here. I'm going to slide this this little bushing back onto the drive there, and everything fit perfectly so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grease it some more right inside, and should be good to go. And I've been using this for a long time. This is a multi-purpose lithium grease. It holds up to water, and it's a good lubricant to use, and it doesn't really attract a whole lot of dirt. So I mean, it's really good. I definitely recommend this. I got this for like $3 or $4 at O'Reilly's. I'm sure any auto parts store will have it. And I didn't open it from this side just because I can't reclose it. Luckily the bottom comes out. So this will last me for a long time. So as you can see, I've applied the lube generously in there. So what I'll do is I'll just put everything back the way it was and reassemble. So this should just go on like that, and sure enough, it's a nice snug fit, and we'll get all the screws back on. Alright, and the brass has been installed. Everything went on very nicely. Last thing to do is just put my pin and my hex back in there, and I'm very happy so far with how everything went with this. It went very smoothly, no issues. Very happy with how it went together, no issues so far. Everything fit back together as it should, and should be rocking and rolling here with the other side. Alright, we got that hex back on there that didn't want to go on. Alright, and now we're just going to repeat the same exact process for the opposite side. And I'm going to go ahead and put the wheel back on this side. Alright, and there we have it. Both sides took about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, just making sure I took my time. I checked the gears and oiled the inside of them, so now they are good to go. I think they look really nice. Yeah, I think they look really nice, and hopefully that added weight to the back, and hopefully this is going to help keep the TRX4 planted. So only way to figure that out is by testing it out. So stay tuned for another video when I'm running this thing with all the new brass on it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and hit that notifications button. We drop a video every week. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.